I think. Fridays didn't film at all. But I'm the only person in the video, so you don't have to worry. And the plan is, if it goes according to plan, is I'll film a number of them and then put them on YouTube for the people who desperately seem to want to continue this class after we're gone. So with another possibility of me at some point starting a Zoom class. But I have a feeling that what happens usually is out of sight, out of mind. You know,
I know.
people kind of forget about it. And so
Well, you'll be busy with your house.
for a while, yeah, I probably won't do the Zoom right away, but who knows. So we're going to start on our backs in a comfortable position for you. Have the block nearby because you just never know what I'm going to come up with. And you can start out with a blanket under your head if you'd like, at any height, rolled under the neck if that feels good or whatever. As we start to move more, if you're able to remove the blanket, that's great. If you need it for your head, that's okay too. So finding whatever leg position you feel like today, you can have your knees bent and feet flat on the ground with the knees resting in on one another, or the legs long. The arms can be wherever is comfortable for your body for the opening sort of meditation, interiorization. And when you found your position, slow down the breath and deepen the breath. And please let me know if there's a point where you can't hear my voice, because I can either put the volume higher or speak louder. Begin by focusing on surrendering into the ground, into the earth. Releasing any tension that you're able to. Whatever pace or rate your breath is, see if you can slow it down even a little bit more. Mentally watch the lungs expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Soften the jaw. At the top of the next in-breath, pause, and then see if you can inhale a little bit more breath, and maybe even a little bit more. And when you're at your max, pause again, before slowly exhaling with controlled exhale. And at the bottom of the out-breath, pause, and then see if you can exhale any more, and any more. Pause, and then inhale slowly. Repeating that, pausing at the top of the breath, and then inhaling a little bit more and a little bit more before exhaling the same way. Returning to a regular pattern of breathing for your body. Let's all extend our legs and have the ankles not together but relatively close. If there's a blanket under your head that you can either remove or reduce in size, height, go ahead and do that. Reach the right arm long so that the fingertips are drawing more towards the toes, and then the left arm long so that the shoulder blades can be down the back of the body. Internally rotate your legs a little bit so the toes are facing straight up towards the sky, and flex the feet and point the toes and flex the feet and point the toes. Repeat that a number of more times, just flexing and pointing, warming up the feet, warming up the ankles and the toes. With the obvious connection on the legs, by the way. And then go ahead and rotate your toes around your ankles. Do between 5 and 8 rotations in one direction, and then go to the other direction. Try to relax the neck. And relax the feet. Bring one foot at a time behind the sitting bones, bending the knees. And we'll start with our pelvic rocks. Pretty much always start class with pelvic rocks. So either approaching the pelvic rock from lifting the tailbone slightly away from the ground and then bringing it towards the ground. Or you can look at it from the perspective of your lower back, moving the lumbar curve more towards the ground and then lifting it away from the ground. Either one of those perspectives will help you feel that rocking motion in your pelvis. Continue to rock the pelvis, paying attention to how that operation works. What muscles are you contracting in each direction? As you continue the pelvic rocks, see if you can soften the muscles in your upper torso and arms so that the head can bob along by virtue of being at the other end of your spine. When the tailbone lifts up, probably the chin will lift up. As the tailbone comes towards the ground, the chin comes down towards the throat. Couple more times. And relax. Have the knees and the ankles together, the feet together, the insides of the feet together. Press the knees in towards each other. And release. Press your knees in towards each other. Watch the pelvis. And release. Press the knees towards each other and hold. Release. And then begin to open the knees wide about a third of the way down or less. And then bring the knees back together slowly. And press the knees together. Everything that we do in class is pretty slow. And open the knees about a third of the way again, away from each other. It doesn't have to be exact. And draw them closed to press the knees together. This time, let the knees come a little bit further apart if your body will allow them to, but not all the way, not to the max. As you bring your knees together, hug them together. Use your core muscles as you draw the knees together and then press the knees together. Release and draw the knees open again to about the same extent as they were before, not the total max. And then hug the knees or the inner legs together. Draw them together. And then press them together. And release. And this time as the knees come open, have them come to their max. The max for you, not for somebody else. And then slowly bring the knees back together again, activating the muscles on the insides of the legs and the core, and then pressing the knees towards each other, into each other. Open the knees wide to their max. Pause here, readjust your feet if you need to, and then ignite or activate your gluteus medius muscles and see if you can pull the knees any wider apart. It won't be a lot. It'll be probably a real tiny movement. And then release the glute medius and draw your knees towards each other. You might have to readjust where your feet are. And press the knees towards each other. And one more time, opening the knees out wide. You'll be on the outsides of your feet probably. And then activate the glute medius if you can remember how to do that. And then release the glute medius and draw or hug the knees in towards each other. And then press the knees into each other. And release. Reestablish your footing on your feet and your sacrum. Put some weight into your feet and lift your buttocks off of the ground just a little bit into a baby bridge, a little tiny bridge, and lower down. Release all of the weight of the pelvis into the ground. And then go ahead and put some pressure into your feet again and lift the pelvis up off of the ground. Just some, not all the way. And then back down again. And this time as you lift up into a bridge, maybe you can come up a little bit higher, but again, not all the way unless that is your max. And come down. Just remembering that everybody is built differently, and to do the best that your body's going to allow you to do today without pushing so hard that you hurt yourself. Come up into a bridge again and come up just a little bit higher. And down. And this time come up as high as is comfortable for your back. And pause in bridge. Slowly come down, one vertebra at a time. Release all of the tension of the lower back and feel the sacrum flat on the ground. Lift up into a bridge again, bringing the arms overhead onto the ground behind you. So we arc the arms up towards the sky and then overhead. If they don't reach the ground, that's okay. Again, do the best you can and then imagine the rest. Slowly come down with the arms coming back down alongside the body at the same rate as your pelvis is coming down onto the ground. And we'll repeat that flowing bridge 4 more times, lifting the pelvis up, peeling the spine off as the arms come gradually overhead, maybe resting on the ground, coming back down. Let's inhale, coming down. Exhale as you lift up. as you come down. Exhale as you lift up. Inhale, come down. This time, bring your knees to your chest and your nose to your knees, resting your hands either on your shins or underneath your knees. Make a little ball with your body. Bring the feet and head back down onto the ground, arms alongside the body, and then lift up into a bridge with the arms overhead. Slowly come down. Bring the knees to the chest and the nose to the knees. Exhaling here. Inhale, bring the head and feet down, arms alongside the body. Lift up one more time into bridge with the arms overhead. Stay up there. Lower just the right hip down to the ground as you bring your right arm alongside the body. So you're in a half of a bridge. Maybe your buttocks won't come all the way down, that's okay. And then lift the right buttocks up again as you bring your arm overhead onto the ground. And lower the left buttocks down as you bring your left arm alongside your body. Again, half of a bridge and back up. And we'll repeat that one more time. Lowering the right side down. And come back up. And the left side down. And come back up. And bring both arms and the whole pelvis down onto the ground at the same time. And relax. Readjust your feet and your sacrum so that they're comfortable again on the ground. Bring both knees into the chest. Rest your hands on your knees, but don't hug them don't press down too much, especially if you have knee problems. But see if you can hug the thighs in a little bit closer to your chest. And then place your hands on your thighs just above your knees and press your knees away from your body as you push your knees into your hands. So the hands and the thighs are pressing into one another. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm going to guess it does. And then do the opposite, hugging your knees in towards your chest. And pressing the thighs into the hands, pressing them away. Feel the core when you're pressing into your thighs. Bring the knees in more towards the chest. Press the thighs and the hands together. Release, but keep the knees into the chest. Raise the right foot up towards the sky, straightening the knee, and float it down onto the ground. The leg down onto the ground so that the right leg is straight and active. If your right foot is flexed, then the back of your leg will be fairly straight. Your quadricep will be contracted. Open your left arm wide out to the side in a T. Place your right hand on the outside of your left knee and draw it over to the right. So we're moving into a twist over to the right, guiding the left knee over using your right hand. Maybe the knee will come all the way to the ground, maybe it won't. Try to keep your left shoulder either on the ground or at least the arm on the ground. Gaze out over the left hand if it feels okay to your neck. Keep your right leg strong, as if you were standing on it. Open your right arm out into a T and bring your left hand around to the inside of your left knee and help that left leg come back up so that you're not straining your hips and your back. And bring both knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Raise your left leg straight up to the sky, flexing the foot and floating the leg down onto the ground. Left leg is active. Let's open the right arm out to the side, right straight from your shoulder, resting the left hand on the outside of your right knee thigh and draw it over to the left so you're in a twist. And just roll right over as far as your body will allow. If you start feeling any twinges in your hip towards the back area, ease out of it a little bit. Don't push into it. And gaze out over your right hand. So the twist, we want the twist to be coming mostly out of the ribs. If you're feeling pain in your SI joint area, then that's not helpful. Make sure to keep your left leg active. Breathe into the twist. Breathe into where it's tight. Open your left arm out wide and bring your right hand to the inside of your right knee, helping it back up. And place both feet on the ground behind the sitting bones. With the arms long and hugging in towards the ribs, hands flat on the ground with the thumbs underneath the buttocks just to support your spine a little bit. Lift your feet up off of the ground a 1/4 of an inch or less. Maybe you can even still feel the skin of your feet resting on the ground without any of the weight resting on the ground. So this is a core exercise. The tendency of a lot of bodies is to start to arch your neck and lift your chin away from your throat, or at least mine is. So try to keep the back of your neck relaxed. And then the second place that our bodies try to compensate is at the lower back. So keep the lower back moving towards the ground as much as possible while still using all of your core muscles all the way around your spine. Relax your feet down onto the ground. Release your arms and lift up into a bridge slowly, bringing the arms overhead onto the ground behind you. Slowly lower down. And relax. Bring the right thigh and right hand together so the right foot lifts up off of the ground, and you draw the right knee in towards the chest a little bit and press the right thigh and hand together. And just press and press and press. We did this with both knees, and now we're just doing it with the right side. You can flex your right foot and make sure you're breathing. This is an isometric exercise. Then we're going to lengthen the right leg long almost to the ground as we bring our right arm overhead, almost to the ground overhead. If you need to take a break at any point in abdominals, feel free. Support the weight of the leg and the arm by using your core muscles. Then bring the right thigh and hand towards each other again. bending the knee and the thigh at the hip, and press the thigh into the hand and the hand into the thigh. Breathe while you're pressing. And open up again, bringing the right leg almost to the ground, straightening the knee. Right arm comes almost to the ground overhead. Contract your core. Reach the leg and the arm in opposite directions. And we'll repeat that one more time, bringing the right thigh and hand together, pressing into each other. The more you press, the more you start to ignite the deeper, deeper core muscles. We just want to invite as many little tiny parts of our insides to contract as is possible. And open up again, hovering just above the ground. This is my new favorite core exercise, as you well know. And then bring the right arm alongside the body as you bend your right knee, placing the foot behind the sitting bones. Take a deep breath and begin to gently sway the knees side to side. Upright the knees, find center, and bring your left thigh into your left hand and press one into the other. Press, press, press hard, press hard. Open up the left leg and the left arm, hovering just above the ground. Again, if you need to take a break, feel free to take a break. Utilize your core. Don't let the arm and the leg just hang there. Really, really activate the whole core, ribs, around the navel, all the way down to the pelvic floor. Front, sides, and back, all pressing in towards the spine. Bring the thigh and the hand towards each other again and press. And breathe. And press. Press harder. And slowly open up. Zip up your core. Try flexing your left foot. And then bring the thigh and the hand into each other one last time. And lengthen them out one last time. And bring your left foot behind the sitting bones, your left arm alongside the body. Relax into the ground. Take a deep breath in and out. And begin to just gently sway your knees side to side. Open the arms out wide in a T and walk your feet just a little bit wider than hip distance. Internally rotate your right leg so that the right knee is coming towards the left leg or left ankle. You can stay here and enjoy this gentle inner rotation of the right hip, or you can place your left foot on the outside of your right leg somewhere and create a little bit more weight to draw the knee over further, only if it's appropriate for your hips and knees and spine. If your left foot's on top of your right thigh, go ahead and release it and upright both knees. Internally rotate the left leg so that the left knee is coming towards the right side. You can stay here, or you can stack your right foot somewhere on the outside of your left leg to create more weight. Nice, gentle, soft breaths. Release the right foot and upright the knees. And we'll flip over onto our bellies. Stacking your hands one on the other so that the backs of the hands are facing up towards your face, and then resting your forehead on the backs of the hands. We'll relax your neck. Lengthen the right leg, lift it up and lengthen it, and then lift up and lengthen the other leg. Put them both down onto the ground. Bring the arms at a V overhead and have your legs at a V wide. And raise the right arm and the left leg up and tap them down. And raise them up and tap them down. Inhale up and down and up and down. Opposite arm then leg, up and down, up and hold it. So now we're working the diagonal muscles from our shoulder to our buttocks primarily. And release down. Take a breath here. And then raise the left arm and the right leg up and tap down and lift them up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Down and up and hold it. And relax down. Raise both arms, both legs, both chests, chest and head, as if you're flying through the sky. If you'd like to make it harder, bring your ankles towards each other. See if you can circle your arms down and around behind your back and interlace your fingers. Make your arms long and draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Lengthen your neck by looking slightly down. Release your hands, release down your feet, and rest your forehead on the backs of your stacked hands. Stack your hands so that the right hand is on top. Turn your head to the right so your left cheek and hand and right hand are touching. And imagine that they're glued together. So you're not going to lose your cheek and your hand at all. And raise your right elbow and the head will come along with the cheek. The hand will come along with the head. So you're looking up. And then lower it down. And lift it up again. Lift the shoulder, lift the elbow, lift the head, and you're in a sort of an upper body twist. And lower it down. This time when you do it, lift your left leg as you lift your right elbow and head. And lower it down. Try it one more time. Right elbow, head, hand, and left leg. And lower it down. Rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. Relax. Take a nice deep breath. Restack your hands so that the left hand is on top. Look to the left so that your right cheek and left top of your hand are stuck together. Raise your left elbow and let the head lift up, attached to your hand. Look out sort of over your elbow and then lower down. And inhale up and lower down. And inhale up and lower down. And this time, if you'd like, lift your right leg as you lift your left elbow. And lower down. And let's do that one more time. And relax down with your forehead on the backs of your hands. Let's come into Sphinx pose, so up on your forearms with the wrists straight out from your elbows, pressing your elbows strong into the ground so that your shoulders can be far away from your ears. Hands are as flat on the ground as you can make them with the fingers wide. Just hold it here. If your lower back hurts, see if you can release some of the stress on your lower back by pressing your pubic bone a little bit more into the ground. And then just relax back down for a minute. And we're going to move into modified plank pose first. So dolphin arm plank, you're up again into the same arms that we just were with Sphinx pose. You can stay here or you can bring your palms together. Press into your knees and lift up your buttocks off of the ground some using the strength of your core. And then walk your knees in just slightly more towards your shoulders. Turn your toes under. Press your forearms a little bit away from your knees, just using the strength of the core. You can stay here, or you can straighten your knees, lifting them up off of the ground, lifting the thighs up off the ground into a full plank pose. Or you can keep your knees on the ground, or you can keep your whole body on the ground and imagine you're doing this. Every muscle of your body is contracted in order to hold up your pelvis, to keep your ribs from dropping down too much. Breathing. Lower the knees down and then come down, resting your forehead on the backs of your hands. We're going to move into child's pose, so place your hands underneath your shoulders a little bit so that the thumbs are near your armpits. Round your shoulders around, hug your elbows into your ribs, and press up a little bit into maybe a half a cobra, and then all the way up and back into child's pose or puppy pose, or come up any way your body will allow you to come up. So child's pose, the buttocks is resting on the heels. Puppy pose, the buttocks is more up over your knees. The head still tries to come down to rest on the ground. Or you can put a block under your head. Come up on all fours. Let's get a blanket under the knees. And we'll be in tabletop. So just gently wag your bottom from side to side, looking at it as it wags to the side that you can look at. Feeling the contraction in the ribs as you move from side to side so that you're in a side bend when you do this. Undulating the spine side to side. And then coming to center. Extending the right leg back. Use your core to support your ribs so that they don't hang down too much. And check your left hip and make sure that it's in alignment around by your knee. Press strong into both hands and lift the right leg up off of the ground just as high as the hip or less. Bring the knee to the outside of the right elbow if you can. Extend the leg back. Bring the right knee to the inside of the left elbow. Hold it there for a moment and bring it back. Inhale back. Bring the knee and the nose towards each other, straight through. And bring it back. And lower the right knee down. Sit back on your heels for just a second and rotate your wrists or wiggle your fingers. And then come back into tabletop. Extending the left leg back and checking your right hip to make sure that you're not falling into it or caving into it. Keep it strong. Lift the left leg up, using your core strength to hold it up there. Bend the left knee and bring it to the outside of your left elbow. And extend back. Inhaling. Exhale as you bring the knee to the inside of the right elbow. And inhale back. And bring the knee straight through, nose to knee. And inhale back. And lower the leg down. Sit back once more to ease out your hands and fingers. And then come back up onto all fours. Extend the right leg back. You can keep the right toe on the mat as you raise your left arm up near your ear, straight out from the shoulder. Or you can lift up your right foot up off of the ground into hunter dog. Press strong into your standing hand and standing knee. Make sure you're breathing. Press stronger into your standing hand. Lower the left hand and the right knee down. Change sides, extending the left foot back, raising the right arm up. You can stay here, or you can lift up your left foot, flex the foot, engage your core, breathe. Press strong into your standing knee and standing hand. And release down. And we're going to come to standing. If you want to come through downward facing dog, you can. And if you just want to come up to standing any way you want, go for it. Coming slowly up and grabbing the chair. Trying not to pant. I don't know why I'm so tired today. It's most unseemly. And we'll sit down in a chair because Darlene told me this is her favorite exercise. So I actually learned this one from my Rolfer, and then I added to it, but it's not uncommon. He called it Mama Duck sitting on her eggs. So when you are up, you're like a mama duck, fluffing her tail feathers up and spreading her sitting parts wide so that when she sits down again, she covers her eggs, but she doesn't break them, right? Raise your arms up on the inhale. Exhale, open the arms up wide, stretch the chest. Inhale the arms up, hinge at the hips, and lift up out of the chair, immediately shifting the weight more towards the heels so that the knees are over the ankles. Lift up the toes. If and when your arms get tired, you can bring the hands to heart center. Slowly press the knees straight, coming to standing. There's a spider down there. I'm going to move it. Lower the arms down. Interlace the fingers behind and stretch the arms into a little bit of a back bend. And bring the arms overhead again. Hinge at the hips, bend at the knees. As you come down about halfway, see if you can ignite your gluteus medius muscles to keep your knees a little bit wide, or put a little bit more pressure on the outside of the foot than the inside of the foot. Reach your bottom back for the back of the chair. Fluff up your tail feathers and slowly sit down, knowing the chair has not moved. Open the arms out wide and stretch. Inhale the arms up. Hinge at the hips. Come up a little bit into a squat. Shift the weight back. Find your glute medius. Lift your chest. Reach the bottom back. Slowly stand up. And then come back down. Go almost to the chair. And then try to balance. Hovering just above the chair. Sitting down, not breaking the eggs. Bring the arms down. Shake them out. Shake the legs out. Inhale the arms up. Hinge at the hips. Lift up out of the chair. Shift the weight back. Lift the chest. Ignite your gluteus medius muscles. Come halfway up and halfway down and up and down. One more time. And sit down softly. The end. Is there something cool out there? Dolphins? Yeah? Awesome. Where?
What do you see?
She said she saw one dolphin or a bunch. Might be a seal. The seals and the dolphins, they kind of look a lot alike. Oh well. All right, let's come to standing. Move the chair to one side. Oops. Move it to this side. Place the left foot on the ground and move your right foot so that the heel of the right foot is at the toe of the left foot. And find balancing. Use your core. Soften the breath, find a focal point. And notice if you're mostly balancing on just one foot. And if you are, shift the weight to the other foot, whatever foot that might be. And then try to have even weight on both feet. Strengthen the core, lengthen the spine. Shift the weight to the front foot and lift the back foot up and move it to the front. Up. Don't do what I do, do what I say. And balance. Press strong into your feet. We're practicing to be tightrope walkers. And then shift the weight to the opposite foot of the one that you're probably on. And step forward one more time. Have the weight on both feet. Step back with your front foot. Go as slow as you can. And then once you're there, just lengthen out of your hips. And step back with the front foot. And I know it's hard on these surfaces because the surfaces are uneven. And one more. And just come to center with the feet about hip distance apart. Find mountain pose. So everybody close their eyes if they're comfortable trying to stand on 2 feet with their eyes closed. Lift your toes up, spread them wide. Put down just your little toe, followed by the next toe, and the next toe until your big toe is last, pressing the ball of the big toe towards the ground and feeling the strength of the arch. Press into the heels and the ball of the toe and the outside edge of the foot. Feel that your leg is long. The head of the femur is pressing down as the hip socket lifts up. The spine floats up to the sky. The shoulders are slightly drawn back right at the deltoids, not all the way through the shoulder blades necessarily. But the shoulder blades are down the back. The chest is a little bit raised. The chin is back and down. Shift the weight over to the left foot. Externally rotate the right leg. You can open your eyes now and bring the right heel to the inside of your left ankle. You can stay here in modified tree pose, or you can bring your right foot to the inside of your left calf or thigh if you want to lift it up there, or if you have the strength to bring it up on your own. Your arms can stay down at heart center or overhead. And then use your right gluteus medius muscle to draw your right knee wider, opening up at the hip. Press strong into your left leg. Feel the length in the hip socket, the opening, the space. Feel the space between each vertebra in your spine. Breathe. And wait till you get tired. And for some people that's going to be longer than for others. So just honor yourself. Strengthening all the joints. Slowly releasing down, and we'll change sides. Shake out your legs if you need to. Find the length and the strength of your right leg. Externally rotate your left so that the heel can be at the ankle. You can stay here. If you're here and you still want to practice balancing, you can just lift your toe up off of the ground once in a while. Or you can bring the foot completely off the ground to the calf or to the inner thigh. You can do anything with your arms actually, but down by the side at heart center or overhead are kind of the traditional ones. Press strong into the standing leg. Ignite your left gluteus medius muscle to keep the knee wide, the left knee wide. And relax down. Shake everything out. I don't know what I want to do. Let's have the back of the chair close to our bodies. Or maybe 4 to 5 inches away from the back of the chairs. Hands can just gently rest on the chair at first. Extend your right leg back and internally rotate it a little bit so the knee is straight down towards the ground. Have the chest be raised. The shoulder blades are down the back. The chin is in. Lift the right leg up off of the ground. You can stay here, or you can pivot at your hips so that the back leg comes up at the same rate that the chest comes down, like a teeter-totter, to whatever height, extent you want. You can keep your hands on the back of the chair, or you can transfer them to the seat of the chair. Lifting the leg up using your buttocks muscles, or you can bring your arms shoulder height straight out into Warrior 3. And slowly release and breathe. So we got lots of different levels there. You can stop at any time. Extend the left leg back, internally rotating it slightly so the knee is facing straight down. Chest is raised, shoulders are down the back, chin is back tucked. Lift the leg up. So first we're using our buttocks and our lower back muscles primarily. Then we start to lower our chest at the same rate as we bring our back leg up, and maybe that's not very high. That's okay. Or maybe you can do it more. That's great too. You can bring your hands to the seat of the chair if you want. What you don't want is for your chest and your leg to hang down lower than your buttocks, like a wet noodle. Or you can raise your arms up off the ground, off of the chair. And release. Shake things out. It's 9:30. Let's turn to the side of the mat. Spread your legs wide. Externally rotate the right leg so that the foot is facing the top of the mat. Float your arms up and bend your right knee so that you're in Warrior 2. Shoulders are facing the long side of the mat, but your head can be turned towards the front of your hand. Straighten your front knee as you bring your arms overhead on the inhale. Exhale. Bend your front knee and open your arms back up into Warrior 2. Inhale, arms overhead, straighten front knee. Exhale, back to Warrior 2. One more time, inhale up, exhale back. Straighten your front knee and move to Exalted Warrior, lowering the back hand to the back leg, straightening the front arm up towards the sky. Stretch. Come back into Warrior 2. Go back to Exalted Warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Float the arms down, turn the feet towards the side of the mat, and then externally rotate the left foot leg. Float the arms up. Come to Warrior 2 on the left side, bending the left knee. Shoulders are facing the long side of the mat, head towards the front hand. Straighten the front knee as you bring the arms overhead. An inhale. Exhale, come back to Warrior 2. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, up. Exhale, Warrior 2. Straighten your front knee and come into Exalted Warrior. Left hand straight up towards the sky. Right arm down. Back to Warrior 2. Back to Exalted Warrior. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Float the arms down. Turn the toes forwards. Hinge at the hips. Bend the knees if you need to come forward. Hands are on the ground. Walk the feet wider if you need to, and just bend one knee at a time, straightening the other one, and move from side plank to side, not side plank, what is it? Side lunge to side lunge. I'm going to turn around so that the camera isn't looking at my bottom. I'm vain. Just to get a nice stretch on the inside of each leg, right? And then we're going to come down onto the ground. You can come through a squat if you want, or come down onto the ground any way you want so that you're on your bottom. And then roll down onto your back, bringing the knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Move into happy baby pose, so spreading the knees wide, lifting the feet up. Hopefully the ankles can be as wide as the knees. Rest your hands on the undersides of your thighs, or slide them up the outsides of your legs to reach the outsides of your feet, or grab onto your big toes. Relax the shoulders down towards the ground, hugging the knees down towards the armpits, and rock side to side. Float the feet down behind the sitting bones. Arms alongside the body gently. Lift up into a bridge. And bring just the right buttock down towards the ground. Recontract it to lift it up. And let the left buttock come down towards the ground. And lift it up. Another time on each side. This balances the pelvis. And when you've completed both sides, you can gently come down. Now, something I forgot to tell the people that are in the bright sun is if you'd like to arrange your chair to create some shade for your face, you can do that. You can see how she did it over there. Create some shade. And straighten the legs long onto the ground. stack your right Achilles tendon between your left toe, left big toe, and left second toe. Have your arms a little bit out of V, and bring both toes towards the right. So it's a little bit of a twist out of the hips. Bring the feet upright to center, and then bring both toes over to the left. Noticing that it's probably harder to go in one direction than the other. Upright the toes and change so that the left Achilles tendon is between the right big toe and second toe. The feet are stacked. Rotate the legs so that the feet are facing left. And then up through center and to the right. And up to center and unstack your feet. Just gently tap the knees onto the ground alternately, fast. And slow it down and relax it. See if you can figure out how to organize your body in such a way that you're doing a tiny pelvic rock. It's hard to do when the legs are extended. What it requires is that you press your belly down towards the ground and then let it lift away from the ground. And then relax. Contract the right buttock and relax, and contract the left buttock and relax. Make fists with your hands. Bring your fists to your upper arms, to your biceps. Hug the arms in and draw the shoulders up by your ears like an angry child. And then slowly release the contractions in the arms and the shoulders, opening the elbows, extending the arms, and extending the fingers out in towards the air somewhere, stretching in the opposite direction. Float the arms down. Open and close the jaw several times gently. See if you can swing your mouth or jaw from side to side like a plate. And relax. As if your head were a globe and your spine was the axis of the globe. Rotate your head on the axis of your spine to the right, very slowly. And then through center, very slowly. And towards the left, as little or as lot as you want, as much as you want. And then come back to center and play around with a slight nod of yes, drawing the chin downwards towards the throat and then lifting it away from the throat, just as much as feels good to you. And when you're ready, you can move into your Shavasana pose, lying still, relaxing into the ground. Feeling the ground supporting your body. prabudina dayalahare Govinda Hare Gopala Hare Hey Prabhudina Dayalahare Govinda Hare Gopala Hare Hey Prabhudina Hey Prabhudina Hey Prabhudina Gradually deepen the breath, and as you do, feel the prana moving into the body on the inhale, circulating through your body, and then moving out again on the exhale. And with the prana comes vitality, sense of well-being, energy. As you lie here relaxed in the sun, enjoying another day in San Carlos, you can feel the peace, the harmony, perhaps gratitude, perhaps joy. Whatever the positive feelings are within your body, within your mind, within your heart, with each exhale, if you choose to, you might consider to send those same qualities out to share with others so that this practice might be of benefit to all. So inhaling the prana, exhaling whatever positive emotions are flowing through your body today. And then beginning to bring small movements back into the body, followed by larger ones. Waking it up. When you're ready, you can bend your knees and come to a seated position. Finding the hands either at heart center or resting on your thighs. We'll chant 3 ohms together to close our practice, sending out additional thoughts and prayers and vibrations of peace and harmony and well-being. Let's inhale deeply, exhale fully, and inhale again. Inhale deeply. I invite you to harmonize if you'd like with this final Om. Inhale. The light and the love within me recognizes and honors the light and the love within you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for sharing the practice today. Welcome new people. Welcome back older people.
Well, that was good.
Well, thank you. Glad you could make it.